What's up, Previews World? It's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day, which means it's time for Previews World Weekly. I'm one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen. And look, there's no Ashton this week, and I am very scared. But fortunately, I have Anna Mia joining us this week to kind of sub in for Ashton. What's going
Hey
on, Mia?
everyone, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm nervous because it's nearly Free Comic Book Day. This is close to Free Comic Book Day Eve, I guess. And
hmm
we have no Duchess, Mia. So can you be the Duchess, the interim, the interim Duchess?
Well, I'm just hoping that means she's busy with helping get everything ready, and there's going to be lots of surprises and cool presents. I mean, it really is kind of like Christmas, right?
It is, right, right. It's like the mid-year Christmas for comic book nerds, very specifically.
Yeah.
So absolutely. So guys, 3 days to go. Free Comic Book Day is this Saturday. I'm going to do my due diligence here. I'm going to go ahead and try to do what Ashton would normally do and kind of cover all our bases. So head on over to freecomicbookday.com. Discover all 46 comics and manga that are free, and that's not a hoax. It's not a figment of your imagination. It means free. Each Free Comic Book Day title's logo, at the very top of each Free Comic Book Day title, there's a logo, and it is an age indicator. And we're doing that starting this year. So green is for kids, blue is for preteens, and red is for adults. And just head over to freecomicbookday.com. I guess that's the best way I could put it. All the information is at your disposal, and I definitely will tell you guys later on about how to find your local comic shop if you are struggling with that right now. But all the tools are on freecomicbookday.com. So run over there, listen to the show, run over there, figure out what you're going to do this Saturday, besides go see Doctor Strange, because we're definitely going to talk about that as well, and enjoy the rest of the show with us. So first off the bat, after Free Comic Book Day, this is like a big week for nerds. I just realized that.
It really is.
Holy crap! Like, it's Doctor
There's so much going
Strange, right? This was Doctor Strange, Free Comic Book Day, the
Mhm.
last episode of Moon Knight. Strategically, the Obi-Wan trailer dropped,
Yeah, that just dropped.
and Happy May the 4th, Mia.
Yeah, happy May the 4th.
Did you see the Obi-Wan trailer?
I did. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to see Obi-Wan in a different kind of format because
Mhm.
there's definitely a style change from like the original like movies, even the prequels and all that, versus what you see on the TV, like the big screen versus the small screen.
Yeah.
There's very much a style to the Disney Plus shows, so it'll be interesting to see him play into that.
Mhm.
And I think as long as we're good without any like street bike racers, I'll be good.
Okay, so you also got that memo too. I know a lot of people were kind of upset about Thundercat in the bike street with the desert racers who didn't
It was
really
the
race the
Star
desert.
Wars Power Rangers.
Yeah, they. You know what? I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right about that.
It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't look good.
It didn't.
Just, yeah.
It didn't fit. It seemed kind of out of place. I will openly admit that. It didn't ruin Boba Fett for me, but it did seem out of place.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Yeah.
something that you could kind of like laugh at, you know? But
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited. You know what's weird? I saw a Daily Beast article that said the Obi-Wan trailer had an underwhelming first look at Darth Vader, and I'm like, we already know what he looks like.
yeah.
Like, what?
Like, is
Let's
he gonna
just-
have like a pre-outfit? Like, is it gonna be
Right.
like the version 1 helmet?
No, like the Mark One or something. No, it's just these always look the same since, like, as we saw in Revenge of the Sith, it's the same helmet and cape and the whole deal. But I just thought that was really odd. It just, I think a lot of these sites sometimes just want to stir up stuff just to stir up stuff. But I'm very excited. This is a story that, truthfully, this is the story I really wanted from the prequels, if I got to be honest. And I just wanted to see Obi-Wan trying to protect Anakin from the shadows, the fallout from the destruction of the Republic, and Anakin's actions. And I know you needed the prequels to tell this story in a way, but this is really the story I really wanted to get to. It's the stuff literally between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So I'm really excited. But I also I know for a fact that Johnny's excited too. Johnny,
Happy May
interrupt.
the 4th.
What the heck?
Nice.
Oh my god.
Well,
Oh
hold
my
on.
God. It has
Well, I
been
was gonna say
a
you can't take the helmet off now, Johnny.
I'm
Like,
not wearing that thing the entire show.
No,
No.
You gotta
Like,
commit, Johnny.
it's been a long time since I've worn that. So I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm also a Family Guy fan. So the one cosplay, I know I'm in the presence of like cosplay royalty over here with Mia, but one of the few cosplays I've actually done was I did the Family
Mhm.
Guy giant chicken as Boba Fett.
I love that.
This
I
was
love
me,
that so
and
much.
just for reference, there's the he is from the Family Guy take. I did this a couple years ago at New York Comic Con. The funny thing was like I parked in a lot across from the Javits Center. And I'm getting the suit on and the costume on. Meanwhile, there's like businessmen, like they're going to work. I'm just like, hi.
Hello, don't mind the chicken in the Boba
Yeah.
Fett costume.
There was another one. So Troy, you know I used to like shave my head a lot. So
Yeah.
I also did this, which was a new twist on a classic Halloween costume of mine from Fear and Loathing in Mos Eisley, Bounty Hunter S. Thompson, intergalactically renowned journalist sent to cover the Boonta Eve 500 or 400. We
I
can't
love
stop
you.
here. This is my not country.
That is excellent, actually. I love that.
Ah, this is great.
That is
I love
absolutely
it.
perfect. The only thing you're missing is like the little cigar with the cigarette with the little thing at the end.
Yeah.
That is absolutely perfect.
So, yeah, I'm excited about the Kenobi show. The Star Wars movies have been kind of hit or miss for me. I mean, I'm not going to get into the sequels, like episodes
Right. That's water under the bridge at this
7, 8,
point.
9, whatever. But
Yeah.
everything that Disney Plus has been putting out with The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, I've been really happy with. So, you know, everything does. I mean, while this is kind of Skywalker saga adjacent, it's not directly centered around Luke and Leia. So,
Right. Yeah.
like to your point, I am excited to see these kinds of stories that happened in between, like you know, Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Exactly. Actually, we got a bunch of people.
Everything.
Say it again. What'd you say, Mia?
It's like he's the character that's seen everything.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He's seen it all.
Perspective.
Right. No, I mean, and that's kind of was always my thing about the prequels is like I kind of, yes, I understand Anakin is the crux for like a whole lot of things that happens in the Skywalker saga, right? Of course, but I always kind of felt it'd been more interesting to just get Obi-Wan's perspective on everything. Like, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, really excited about this. I actually see a bunch of people in the comments right now. Hi, once again, Annie Fox. What's up, Annie?
Hi.
Actually, Annie also says, hello, Mia.
Hi, Annie.
We got Ubaldo T back in here. Hello. What else we got here? The live stream has two likes. Well, now it's got 4. Thank you very much. Edward Huey saying, hello, everyone. What's up, Edward? How's it going, man? Like I said, it is May the 4th, guys. So definitely in the comments, let us know. You know, just share your Star Wars stories. Like, we'll throw them up on here. Like, you know, I know Johnny was talking earlier. Like, we know people met their fiancés through Star Wars. Like, people got married and had Star Wars weddings. Like, you know, just all sorts of stuff. So if you're willing to share, throw it in the comments. We'll throw it up while we continue on with the show. What else we got here? Yeah, I guess Obi-Wan. You know, I wanted to talk a little bit about all these Avatar movies that James Cameron's deciding to make. Okay, you're with me on this, right, Mia?
Why?
Right.
Why?
You're right.
I mean, the first movie was okay. It was good. It was good
okay.
when it came out, right?
Yeah.
But it's been too long. Like,
it's been too
seriously,
long.
No one cares.
Yeah. And, you know, also, I like James Cameron's made so many much better movies, I kind of feel, than Avatar. And yeah, I thought this was really odd. Like, he's pretty much just got everything lined up to 2028 and he's committed to it, which is crazy.
I mean, I guess if he wants to fund his own projects, whatever. But I have no interest in seeing any of them.
Yeah, right. Like, it's just a little odd that that's the thing that he wants to. I mean, especially when people have been clamoring for Terminators, like a good Terminator, for so long, and he's like, nope, I'm going to plant my flag in this Avatar thing. And I know he technically, I guess, does not own Terminator, but he definitely owns Avatar, so I'm sure that factors into it. But
I wonder if it's only because, like, so at Disney, like, the ride is super popular. So I'm wondering if he's like, oh, the ride's really popular.
Right. Yeah.
I need to make 4 more movies. And everyone's like, no, it's just a new ride.
It's
like,
just a new ride. Like,
Star Wars is really popular at Disney, so make more of those.
It's just something that people can do. I mean, I'm sure it's fun as a ride, but I just don't know if, you know, I mean, maybe he'll do something amazing with 3D technology that we haven't seen before. I mean, that was kind of the crux of the hook of the first Avatar movie. But yeah,
I don't know. The ride's in Animal Kingdom. What else is in Animal Kingdom? That's why it's popular.
Yeah, right. There you go. Oh no, Everett Huey actually is sharing some Star Wars stories. Well, I was 6 when I saw A New Hope. Awesome.
Aww.
Did you see it originally in 1977? let us know. Uh, Robert Headley says Star Wars sucks. Okay, it's always going to be one. Let's see here. Brian Bliss, I'm very excited you guys did a Star Wars celebration and a Neil Adams celebration episode. Good job, guys and gals. Absolutely. We were not going to let this week go by without talking about Neil Adams, which we will definitely do later in the show.
I need to interrupt about Avatar.
Interrupting producer.
Interrupting producer.
Go for it.
Maybe I should put the interrupting chicken fat head on. I have to agree with you guys, because like when the first one came out, I was like, do we really need a live action sci-fi remake of Ferngully? No. Right. I'm still waiting for that Titanic sequel from James Cameron.
a real James Cameron. You know there is a Titanic too.
Oh my gosh.
There's totally.
Really?
I think it's from the guys who did the Sharknado movies or something like that. But there's definitely a Titanic too.
What'd they do? Bring it back up out of the ocean? Like...
Titanic NATO.
Right, Titanic NATO. I think the plot is they tried to build the Titanic again. And in Jurassic Park, Jurassic World fashion, it just still goes wrong. It's surprising no one. So
I would say that like wouldn't happen, but like, you know, these days, no, it would happen. Totally
right, of course it would. Yeah, like Johnny, if you could look that up, I think Titanic 2 is a real thing. I don't think I made that up. I'm pretty certain that does exist, and I think it's from the guys who did Sharknado.
If you made that
up. Right. It was like, why do I have Titanic 2 fan fiction in my head? Oh, Johnny's got something.
Oh my gosh, it exists.
Yep. It sure does.
Titanic 2. If there was a Titanic 2, would you go on it?
Right. No. Right. Well, I mean, this again, I think it's the Sharknado guys, so you know, all logic goes out the window like immediately.
I don't know, just like what, Jack comes back to life or something?
No. Oh, I like, and also it could not be a direct sequel to the original movie. So, you know, it's gonna be brand new characters who just die unceremoniously.
I mean, I'm just like, IRL, if there was a Titanic 2 built, there's no way I'm getting on that.
Right. Yeah. It's cursed. It's done.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's like getting on the Hindenburg too. Like, you're just not going to do it. May the 4th be with you all. Also, I put my pre-order for the last issue of Betty Page, Mia.
Yay,
there you go.
Thank you, Brian.
Absolutely. You know what? Actually, we're going to give you some time later in the show, and I'll make a note of that to talk about your book again, because I forgot. Yes, the last issue is available to pre-order right now. But let's get into comics, since we're talking about comics, right? It's What's at Comic Shop's time. So Mia has her pick. I have my pick, and then we'll put you guys on to what's available also at your local comic shop. Here we go. All right, Mia. So because you are the High Priestess of Funko / the Duchess of Free Comic Book Day for a day. Right, it just showed up out of nowhere.
Yes.
You want to go ahead and go first? You want to give your pick for this week?
Yeah, okay. So my pick is Deadly Class number 52. Deadly Class is one of my favorite series. It's basically if like all the different kind of like mafia and like the Mexican gangs and like the Yakuza, and then they sent like all their kids to one like boarding school that trains assassins. So it's like high school cliques, but they're like super evil. And then this is the last arc of the series, so really excited to see how they end everything. So
yeah, no, absolutely. You know, I mean, look, we did a panel episode about Deadly Class. I think it's safe to assume that we were both just gushing over this series, right? Like, I mean, we were just really excited about this book, and you know, I it's kind of like selfishly, I don't want to see it end.
Yeah, because you grow with the characters.
You really do, especially in these last arcs, because they jumped ahead a little bit to kind of show you where everybody is after they graduate. At least I don't know if they graduated. This is a whole nother conversation. But yeah, like Deadly Class is definitely one of the best books on the shelf right now, so I'm all for it. My pick this week is actually a book called Dogs of London. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this because there are dogs actually in the book. There are not. But I'm going to say this. It's kind of like, sounds like to me, Green Street Hooligans meets Pet Sematary. Okay. Now, again, There are no actual dogs in this book. The book has human characters in it. I want to point that out. But listen to the premise. So first of all, this is from Peter Milligan. Peter Milligan did Ecstatics, X-Force, American Ronin, which was great. He's done Hellblazer, John Constantine. And not only is the cover eye-catching, but the premise is too. It asks, how deep must you bury a body to make sure it doesn't haunt you? So there you see kind of the pet cemetery aspects of it too, right? Here's the concept. Frank and Terry are about to find out they were once members of the Dogs, a feared gang who ruled much of London's underworld back in the swinging 60s. They thought they'd escaped their troubled past, but the past isn't dead. It's just bashed about a bit and very pissed off. Spanning different times and classes, Dogs of London is a brutal, bloody tale of violence, love, revenge, and sleeping dogs who refuse to roll over and play dead. There's artwork. So the cover art is by Andy Clark, who's a great artist, but I, of course, had to go online and check out the interiors and find out more about the actual artist, Arte Sita. And his stuff is really cool. Like it's a really cool artwork by him too. So very curious about this new series. Great writer, cool artwork, and just expect like a wicked, dark premise, kind of pairing alongside Deadly Class, because that's definitely in the same sort of like dark territory as well, right? But yeah, Dogs of London, that's from Aftershock Comics. That's in comic shops this week. And I also have to point out, we're going to pour out some spice for Ashton, because Dune, The Waters of Canley is out this week, and I'm certain she would have picked that as well this week.
She definitely would have, yeah.
She definitely would have picked that. So there you go. Deadly Class, Dogs of London. Those are your marching orders, guys. Check it out. The magic of Avatar has fizzled out after 13 years. I will go see, but I will not be happy about it. Being too excited for too long, I gave up. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, at least he was looking forward. I can't even say I was looking forward to it, to be honest. Like, it wasn't like something I wanted to follow up to. Fun fact, the Star Wars comic book came out before A New Hope in the 70s. It actually did. Yeah, he's absolutely right about that. It was a very different interpretation of the book. Well, in certain ways, it was different. It was different in certain ways. Deadly Class is so good. Just got all the hardcovers collected. Yeah.
Jealous.
Yes. I will admit, I'm a little bit behind on Deadly Class, just a little bit. I think the last one I read was 49.
Okay, well, you're not that far behind.
Yeah, so. I'm not that far behind, but it's just because the cliffhangers are so good, man. They are,
they're
and
so good at it.
They're so good at it. And when you get to the last page of every issue, it's like, I need another issue. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm going to stockpile these. I don't know if I'm going to wait till the end, because I don't think I can wait that long. But I'm at least try to read 6 of them, like in one setting or something like that. High school clicks, but they're evil. So just high school.
yeah, except they have weapon. Well, oh, crap.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no.
I was about to say, hold on. We both went to public school, didn't we? I still have my free comic book day polo from when I had my store. Hope everyone has a great one. Thanks, James.
Oh,
much appreciated. Cool. Absolutely. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's jump over to news. Oh man, there's a lot of people jumping in here this week. Thanks for joining us for the show, guys. We're gonna do some new stuff. Not gonna mention Neal Adams just yet, because we have a section of the show that we're gonna talk more about him. But Mia's got some cool news items for this past week, so let's take it away. News.
I was coming on here like, I feel like I have to be so professional, and then that happened, and I'm like,
no, definitely not professional, right?
Oh my god! Okay.
Fun is always the main thing we try to go for around here, and nonsense.
All right, let's get into the news. Okay, so to start with, Charles Soule has become the Lucasfilm creative consultant. Charles Soule is the author behind many Star Wars comic books, and he's taken on additional responsibilities at Lucasfilms as a creative consultant. So he's written numerous Star Wars comic book series under the Marvel comic banner, like Lando, Obi-Wan and Anakin, Darth Vader, The Rise of Kylo Ren, and of course the most recent iteration of the publisher's main Star Wars series, among others. So it will be interesting to see what he does with the ongoing The High Republic, which is possibly expanding beyond the books and comics, as well as the live action The Accolade and the video game Star Wars Eclipse. So there's a lot that he's going to be involved in, and considering how successful the comics have been, I think having him as a creative consultant is going to be incredible. So
No, absolutely. I like Charles Soule. I actually go back to She-Hulk with Charles Soule. He actually wrote a really good She-Hulk run, and has just kind of continuously ascended, particularly at Marvel, on like titles. And like I've just sort of found this stuff to be really good. Look, we've said, even on the show, we've said many things about the creative direction of Star Wars on screen, right? Whether it be television or movies or even video games. And Soul is one of those creators that everyone kind of co-signs as a good for Star Wars. So yeah, I'm curious to see what his influence will be as well. So yeah, get a comic book, get a Star Wars comic book, guys. Get a glimpse into possibly what the future will be. And also, we've been saying this for a long time. We always say this, right? Like, get somebody who writes the comics.
So true. It's like, get the people that actually write like either the books or the comics, or
Right.
someone that's actually involved in creating the world, and get
Yeah.
because they would have been like, no dirt, no rider bikes.
You're right.
No.
You're right.
They would have said no.
They would have said no to that. It's like, guys, this is not Star Wars.
No.
God, poor Thundercat. What else was going on in the news, Mia?
All right. And so Something is Killing the Children is getting their big issue number 25 milestone announcement. So with 2 million copies sold of the series to date, Boom Studios today announced the oversized special issue Something is Killing the Children number 25. This comes from GLAAD award-winning author James Tinian IV, artist Werther Del Adera, colorist
Tough one.
Kel Morto, thanks for giving me this one, and letterer and world design. Fans will also be able to celebrate Something is Killing the Children's number 25th milestone with the Something is Killing the Children black mask bandana, and then there's also going to be a custom short box as well with some amazing artwork on it. What I found great and interesting about this, I love this series, and what's really cool about it is they made it as a 5-issue thing, and they were like, let's just put it out there, and it was so popular that they just kept it ongoing.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it went from 5 to 25 issues now is incredible. So yeah, and it's a great story. It really is. So
especially for like an original IP, like something that's not based off of a video game, not an established superhero thing, like, and it's been a breakout hit for Boom Studios. Like, I mean, it pops up in Diamond's top selling titles like pretty regularly, like at least in the top 25. So yeah, shout out to them for making the 25 issues, which is not always a guarantee. So
yeah.
All right, let's get into let's show Natasha and her
Troy.
Yeah.
Gems of the month, actually.
Oh, Gems of the Month. You're actually right. Yes. So, yes, you are. So the new Previews catalog is out already, right? It is for the month of May. You can definitely check it out at PREVIEWSworld.com/catalog. But before you do that, here are some of the Gems of the Month for the month of May, coming to your local comic shop and available pre-order now. Check it out.
A new month means a new Previews catalog. So let's look ahead at some of the Gems of the Month from inside this month's catalog. Be sure to pick up a copy of this month's Previews catalog to see all the amazing pop culture goodies that you can pre-order at your friendly local comic shop.
All right. And again, you can go to PREVIEWSworld.com/catalog and check out more, or you can head on over to your local comic shop and pick up the May Previews catalog, which is available right now at your local comic shop. Definitely check that out. And one of the joys, of seeing these Gems of the Month videos, Mia, is the evolution of Anna Mia. I actually earlier today I was trying to find an old video because I wanted to like use some copy from it. And so I just typed in it was on Twitter. And so I was like, I just typed at Animia at PREVIEWSworld. And I'm doing the deep scroll trying to find this one video. And I'm like, Mia has gone through so many looks. And
I get
now,
bored.
I mean, hey, I get it's all good. I wish I could do that much. Fortunately, I can't do much with this hair, but
The wigs.
wigs, you know what? I think I'm going to pass. It seems like a lot of hassle, got to be honest. But what's the crown about? Shout out to you embracing the
Well,
Duchess.
because you said it was, yeah, I was like Ashton and the Duchess, so I had to like
There
get
you
my
go.
crown.
I like it. I like it. I
So-
like how you just had a crown ready.
Oh, I got crowns and tiaras all over here.
You know what? I'm not going to hate on it. You know what? If that, maybe that would improve my day if I did the same thing. Absolutely.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. We got some more comments here actually. By the way, Wizard/Previews Millennial 1999 contest winner from the catalog right here. James, what is that? That predates me working at Previews. So you got to tell me what that exactly means.
I was thinking the same thing. Like that's
Yeah.
before I started working for the company. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to know what this is.
Yeah. I was like 1999. I was coming out of high school. So also I see Annie Fox here. Mia, you were part of the Women in Comics panel. Annie Fox is like, will there be another Women in Comics forum soon?
I hope so. 'Cause that was really informative.
It was good. And as you want to point out, we haven't planned one yet. But I think we definitely want to do one annually for Women's History Month. But I will point out that we are planning to do one for AAPI month, which is this month. So, get to know some more creators and the people who make your favorite comics, and also the people who just populate geek culture and just make it an overall pleasant experience, specifically from the Asian American Pacific Islander community. Let's see here. Brian Spencer says, "Nice crown, Mia." Oh hell, Mia.
Man, it's heavy.
Is it heavy? It looks like legit. Like it looks like it's got some weight to it.
It doesn't sit very well. I don't know. Maybe I have just a weird shaped head. I don't know.
That one hasn't been broken in yet. It's all good. All right. I kind of jumped the gun, didn't I? Because I jumped around a little bit. So, now we're going to do trailers. So Godzilla versus Power Rangers, which makes so much sense that it hurts. It's a new series from IDW and Boom Studios. Check out the trailer and I'll tell you more about it. And, I was like, I'm going to tell you guys more about it, but I mean, literally, it's right there in the title: Godzilla versus Power Rangers. So yeah, IDW and Boom Studios teamed up to basically give us this crossover that I'm surprised it took this long for it to happen. I'm very surprised by that. But yeah, it's Power Rangers versus Godzilla. It's Cullen Bunn and Freddie Williams the second. I'm sorry. Freddie Williams actually did the Batman TMNT series, which was another great crossover. Actually, one of the better comic book crossovers of recent memory. And Cullen Bunn has written pretty much everything. He's done horror stuff. He's done Marvel stuff. He's done DC stuff. He's kind of like, one of those writers who's just very prolific and very diverse. So definitely check it out. I think you guys will really enjoy that. And that is in comic shops now. Number 1 already hit last month, and number 2 is in shops today. So definitely check that out from Boom Studios and IDW. Mia, have you seen The Batman yet?
I haven't.
I haven't.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay, so here's the thing. I tried.
Oh no.
I got like 20 minutes in and I couldn't do it. It's just long monologues of him. I couldn't do it.
Oh no. Okay. Well, so okay, we could talk
Sorry.
about this. No, we should talk about this because here's the interesting thing, right? I when it was in theaters, I saw it in theaters, and I heard nothing but praise for it, right? Then it went to HBO Max, and I've seen a small shift, and maybe I'm seeing it among my friends only, but I am seeing this shift where people are like it's boring, and I'm sort of like, I mean, it's slower than most Batman movies, I feel, but I feel like the payoff is totally worth it. So I would recommend, you know, give it a shot when you're in the mood for it. Don't just watch it just to watch it, but when you really want to actually some Batman,
I'll try it again. I'll try it again. I'll just maybe
Yeah.
have to fast forward through like the first 30 minutes because I was just like, he's just talking a lot. Like, when's he gonna do something?
And I get it. And it's it's definitely a different pace than pretty much every Batman movie we've seen before. Like it definitely wants to build, but it's probably I got to be honest, it's like the best Batman movie to me. I think it's probably on a short list. Like I think maybe the only thing better than that is Mask of Phantasm. You look very skeptical, Mia. Mia's like, yeah, okay, Troy.
I mean, I'll always be a Batman Returns girl,
Oh
so
yeah,
like
yeah. No, no, I totally get that. Like, I'm not going to sit here. Don't get me wrong. I should put it like this: it's the best Batman movie. That Batman Returns is such a tangent. Like, it's very different in a lot of ways, and that's what I love about it. It's like I love how ridiculous and weird and all the things that like it does. Like, it's very Tim Burton-y,
mhm.
and I love that about Batman Returns. It's one of my favorite Batman movies. But if you're just looking for the pure stuff, the Batman as he is in the comics, I think the Batman fits the bill. Um, but anyway, like so there's this YouTube channel called the Corridor Crew, right? And they did a thing called Goofy Batman, and they basically took Robert Pattinson out of the Batman and replaced him with Adam West from the 60s TV show. And I got to be real with you, I died laughing when I saw this. Like it is absolutely ridiculous. And they even go out of their way to add the bam pop.
See, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
That's better than the
Like yeah, they put Frank Gorshin in this. I think Burgess Meredith makes an appearance at some point. I'm a little disappointed they didn't put Julie Newmar or Eric Eartha Kitt in this, but yes, just absolutely hilarious.
Oh
Totally
my god,
caught me
that's
off
so
guard,
great.
and like yeah, like Zoe Kravitz just caressing Adam West's head is just worth the price of admission. Like it's just amazing.
Amazing.
So this just a wow, guys! If you get a chance, don't switch over now. But like after the show, go check out Goofy Batman Corridor Crew. It is totally hilarious. And like we're pretty much seeing the whole thing right now, but you got to hear it with the sound and complete with Burgess Meredith's voice and Adam West's voice and the whole thing. It's too funny. Um, all right, so all right, social swap time. We told you guys that we were going to talk about Neil Adams, and we are. So just to frame this a little bit, Neil Adams died on Thursday, April 28th, 2022, last week, of complications from sepsis. He was 80 years old. And he's one of those figures that has influenced so many people in comics. Like, I mean, just and influenced an entire era of comics, influenced some of your favorite characters. And like, I'm not even joking, Batman included. So let's do it. Social swamp time.
All right. So this week on Social Swamp, we asked a call to action about the late great Neil Adams. Adams passed away this Friday, leaving a legacy of stories and industry-changing artwork. So in the comments, we wanted to hear about how you discovered the work of artist Neil Adams, or if you'd like, you could share a story about meeting him, or just comment with your favorite work of art from him. So let's go ahead and see some of the viewer responses on Facebook and Instagram. So Matthew Hargrave says, managed to get him to have him sign my Green Arrow and Green Lantern run he had illustrated and a nice Batman print at Emerald City Comic Con. Was a pretty cool guy. Loved that him and his wife are running the booth together. And then Ryan Turner says, I was familiar with his work on Green Lantern, Green Arrow, but it wasn't until he was guest on one of Kevin Smith's podcasts that I learned about how he fought for Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster to receive fair credit and compensation for the creation of Superman. Neal Adams is beloved for his artwork, but he will also be remembered as someone who fought for creators. Oh, that was a great one.
Mm-hmm.
John Stinson. Met him several times, but my favorite was a signing event at a comic shop in New Orleans just days before Wizard World Comic Con. My youngest got to sit in his lap and drew Batman together with him. A couple of days later at the con, I talked with him a bit more and told him how much it meant to me and that I'll cherish his drawing forever. Aww, look at that smile. Danny Gammon Jr. says, I used to frequent the old quarter bins as a kid. It was awesome to be a kid in the mid-'80s with $5 in your pocket. I found a lot of the brave and the bold issues of his. I think that was the reason I always enjoyed team-ups or team comics instead of solo stories. He will definitely be missed. R.I.P. Neal Adams. Joe McGuire. He was kind of before my time, but my local library had a surprising amount of comic collections with art by Neal Adams that I really liked. The Kree Skrull War, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, and the Batman story that introduced Ra's al Ghul, all of which I pored over and over. He and Denny O'Neil were a true dream team. Galen Lee. I met Neal at San Diego Comic-Con, and shortly after getting a lithograph signed by him, I had asked if I could get a COA. He was like, "Oh, you don't need a COA. You're not going to sell it, and this signature is yours forever. Instead, save the money and get yourself a cheeseburger instead."
COA, for the record, certificate of authenticity for those who don't know.
Daniel Chenin says, Neal's work on Green Lantern, Green Arrow made me a lifelong fan. No, those are also sweet.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stories of Adams just generally just being a decent dude and just being a nice person and just positive fan interactions overall, which is really great. It kind of sucks because like basically one of the people earlier mentioned that him and Denny O'Neil were the dream team, right? And Denny O'Neil just passed away the year before. 2020, Denny O'Neil passed away. So it's two people that really defined an era, particularly for Batman and Green Lantern and Green Arrow, who are no longer with us. I mean, again, I said he's one of the more influential figures in comics. He's one of those people I personally think of when I think of the Bronze Age of comics. I think of Neal Adams and Denny O'Neil, and that's coming from a Marvel guy. Without Adams Adams and O'Neil, there would be no Arrowverse. There would be no Christopher Nolan Batman. People incorrectly credit Frank Miller for making Batman, not goofy Batman, right? But it was Neal Adams and Denny O'Neil. They were right up against the Adam West TV show, which kind of had crashed and burned and kind of left everybody with this impression of the wrong impression of what Batman really is, like, to be honest. And they came along like right on the heels of that and just shifted perspective back to the more pulpy roots of Batman. And that's the thing that's persisted for basically, since the 60s, basically. He also created my favorite Batman villain, which is Ra's al Ghul. And I also have to give him credit for telling Julie Schwartz that DC lacked inclusion back in the late 60s and early 70s. He kind of forced her hand to make a black Green Lantern, which ultimately be John Stewart. He kind of insisted on the character not having a criminal background, which was kind of a little too common at the time. And the wildest thing to me, I remember about this story about John Stewart is that they made the character, and then Julie Schwartz, who was the editor, decided that John Stewart's name should be Lincoln Washington. And and Neal Adams is like, keep in mind, this is like the early 70s, right? Neal Adams, like, you gave him a slave name. And I was just like, wow, that for him to be that forward thinking at that particular time is pretty impressive.
Good for him. Good for him saying something.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, he did the same thing with Asian characters, to be honest, since today is AAPI month. He took issue with some of the DC's representation of Asian characters in their own comics. Like, there was a character named Pie Face, and he was like, that's so disrespectful and offensive. And he was like, literally find 10 Asian people in here and ask them how offensive that is. You know what I mean? So, he was like, he definitely pushed the envelope. He pushed some boundaries, and yeah, that is a serious piece of comics history that is gone. But of course, not forgotten because his work clearly has influenced and will continue to influence and continues to exist in print. So shout out to Neal Adams, 100%. Oh, you know what? Real quick, because I know I'm ranting right now. I'm sorry, Mia. Personal favorite Neal Adams comics: Superman versus Muhammad Ali, and particularly one of the things I love about that book is how he drew Superman defeated. If Johnny can throw this up on screen, it is probably the most devastating image of Superman next to the death of Superman in comic. And that's from the Muhammad Ali versus Superman comic, which I absolutely love. And it's just a great iconic piece of, not even comics, just iconic piece of popular culture. So again, shout out to Neal Adams. He will be missed, but his work continues on. All right.
We have one more from Brian Blevins. So many untold stories coming out. I now have to find the movie he created and directed, Death to the Pee-wee Squad. Such a legend.
Oh, really? Wow. See, I didn't know that. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Wow.
Interesting cover.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. Hey, it was the 60s, I'm assuming, or maybe the 70s. I'm not sure. All right. Let's get on to some happier stuff. How about that? You ready? You ready for some Doctor Strange talk, Mia?
Let's do it.
All right. So we actually did a poll, and I just put this up about an hour ago, so I don't know how many people have jumped in on it, but you guys at home can take a look. What is this week's poll, Mia?
It is. So, you catching Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness this week? Yep, free comic book day and Doctor Strange, or no, I don't like fun, so no. So let's find out how many people don't like fun.
So, well, here you go. So we got me, you, and Mia, Johnny. Like, let's go down the list. Are you seeing Doctor Strange this weekend?
Well, first of all, I want to mention something that Brian said because I don't want to derail this, but you have Empire playing behind you, and they just showed there is another scene.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. But man, Brian, you have like eyes like a hawk.
Those true blue nerd eyes.
Definitely gave me the Star Wars chills. One of the
that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
That's just for May the 4th. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, absolutely yes. I actually can't believe I waited this long, but I just bought my tickets earlier today.
Oh,
surprisingly, the theater is not that sold out for a Saturday.
Okay,
but I mean, I'm sure more people as it gets closer are gonna file in there. Like, I mean, I think they've said that domestic sales have already topped like 42 million or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, like pre-sales. So
yeah.
I do like fun. So I will be frequenting free comic book day. I haven't decided where though yet, but afterwards I'm going to catch Doctor Strange in 3D because this is the type of movie that I think has to be seen in 3D.
You know what? I didn't want to split hairs, but so I just bought a ticket, whatever ticket I could get. But I probably will go back and see it in 3D at some point.
Oh yeah. I saw the first Doctor Strange in 3D, and like just the scene where like they go into the mirror dimension and they're running around New York City, kind of like towards the tail end of the movie. That in 3D was amazing. So I bet
it was.
After that just set the bar. I'm like, if Doctor Strange comes out again, I have to see it in 3D. So yes.
What about you, Mia? Do you like fun?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see it. I normally don't like going to theaters and movies the first week because I'm just like I don't like a bunch of people in a theater, unless it's like a midnight release because those are just fun.
Right,
that's like the dedicated group of people that are like I'm going at midnight. But I will definitely be going this weekend for Doctor Strange because he's my favorite. So
nice. You know, not to be sexist here, but I have noticed that women like the Doctor Strange. Out of all the MCU stuff, there's something about Doctor Strange. It's like I like this.
It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, he's Marvel Daddy. All right, I said it. And then now he's got like the gray going.
Well, now I suddenly know why my wife is so excited about this movie.
Well, you know, it's funny too. You know, it's funny you called him Marvel Daddy because I saw today. I think Ashton actually might have posted this or somebody else that Oscar Isaacs is also Marvel Daddy.
Oh yeah, no, he's Star Wars Daddy.
Star Wars Daddy.
I posted that today.
Was it you? It was you. That's what it was. Okay, that's what it was. It's like somebody posted that. I can't remember. It was Mia.
Yeah.
Mia was the culprit. So there you go. If you ever want to know, Mia will let you know. So okay, yes, free comic book day and Doctor Strange, Johnny.
Yes, 82.3%.
Not a big shock.
Why it's not higher, I have
Right.
no idea.
Just because 17% of Twitter is trolling.
Well, 17% of people
Well-
don't like fun.
No, I mean when you phrase it like that, but I mean there's some people who like like just don't feel like going back to movies still. I mean, and that's
No, that's
perfectly
true.
fine.
That's true.
That's
I
true.
mean, but I just, to me, his point, you got to see these movies early because those are the ones like are the diehard fans. Those are the ones that have the most enthusiasm, the most excitement. It's the ones that will clap and cheer in the middle of the theater.
Mhm.
So those are my people.
Yeah, no, I think I mean, I'm with you, Mia. Typically, I would hold off like a couple of days, but in the particularly the space that the three of us are in, spoilers are already flooding in. Like
Yeah.
we're already doing spoilers. Like there's just stuff even in the most recent TV spots that I'm like, I didn't want to know that. Why did you show me that?
Oh, I've already clicked on some spoiler stuff, and I'm like, oh
No.
man,
Right.
you
Yeah.
are the worst type of people who are posting this stuff on YouTube.
Right. I mean, it's like
Ugh.
it's even coming from Disney and Marvel because like I saw someone post the other day. I was like, be careful. Like even the red carpet of Doctor Strange has spoilers in it. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch any of this stuff. I'm just gonna try to stay away until tomorrow. I'm actually gonna see it tomorrow. So
Yeah, which is,
absolutely.
I mean, we've had this discussion here before. We shouldn't have to like hide in a hole because some people just can't like keep their big mouth shut.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
James agrees. Yepers. Yep.
Yepers.
Mhm.
Also, Jay Dudley agrees with me. Yeah.
Yes.
Love the gray.
see? Marvel Day.
And
Someone
Eddie
else agrees with me. Johnny's like, no.
Well, I don't
No.
know. I'm like, is she talking about my gray? Is she talking about Troy's gray?
No, she's talking about Benedict Cumberbatch.
No,
That's
Benedict
I'm like, well, thank you, Jay Dudley, whoever you are. I am no better than Cumberbatch.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad. that
Marty,
for one-
what's up, Marty? Hey, thanks for
Oh,
watching.
nice. What's up, Marty? Marty
We're just-
Grosser, Grandpa Previews. Isn't that what he calls Old Man Previews himself? Marty
I mean,
Grosser.
we're talking about gray. There's some gray in his beard right there, Marty. So
There
I
you
think
go.
Jay Dudley likes her gray too. Though. Brian saying after No Way Home, I'm really surprised the movie runtime is only 2 hours. I actually was too. I looked it up.
Yeah.
It's only like 2 hours, 6 minutes.
Wow, that's really
Seems
tight.
there's no way to tell the story the trailers allude to in that little time. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
So,
I'm surprised because the Marvel movies have been running a little bit longer. Like Eternals was like longer than that, which I kind of felt I was like that could have been shorter.
I'm
So
kind of grateful because that's a long time after you have like a soda with your movie.
you
You
know,
don't miss anything.
I'm a weirdo. I don't eat in the movie theater. Just don't do it.
Oh, I pig out.
I don't eat in the movie theater. Don't do it.
I won't have drinks in the movie theater because I know if I do, I'm going to be sitting through like the end credits. Like, come on, I got
Right. Exactly. That's exactly why. I'm like, I don't want to miss anything. So I'm like, I'm just gonna stay put. Like maybe I'll eat before, but I'm not doing it right now. Can't do it. And
Yeah.
hold on, we got James here saying, I wish I could Mother's Day and both my mother's birthdays and a special trip to Fairfax. All right, James.
Oh yeah, it is Mother's Day
It is
weekend.
Mother's Oops. You get off light this time, James. Okay, fair enough. Whoops. I think we all
Take your mom to see it.
Yeah, there you go. Just like the trick of like how they like try to get like women to go see Deadpool 2 or was it 1 or 2 because they're like it's a love story.
Oh yeah. I mean, it did work. Hey, whatever. But yeah, thanks for participating in the poll, guys, and maybe we'll see you guys at the movie theater this weekend. Mia, what is the comic shop shout out for this week?
All right. So from Steve Doyle, we have All Star Comics from Melbourne, Australia.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna close out with a shout out to Melbourne. I'm sorry, I totally cut you off. Go ahead, Mia.
I don't know. I just think it's cool that we have shout outs from comic shops from all over the world. I think that's exciting and awesome to see like comic shops globally.
Yes,
like, how everyone
absolutely.
does it.
Absolutely. No, comics are a universal language. It's funny. I saw kind of like a little online argument the other day where someone was saying like, what's better, manga or comics? And I like, people were all diving into it. And one person stated the obvious. They were like, manga is comics.
It really is.
So yes, comics are a universal international language. Like, let's not forget that. Moms love Cumberbatch. Fight me on that. You know what? I'm
Just
done with this
validating
conversation.
everything I've
I'm
said.
so
I
done with
love
this
it.
conversation. I'm just glad that I wasn't the one that said something mildly inappropriate this week, because normally it's on me, and normally Ashton's looking at me all judgy. But every now and then,
Things always go a little crazy when I'm here.
exactly, me always gets me always jumps in that pool a little bit with me. So I feel a little bit better this week. Actually, okay. Speaking of you, Anamia, let's talk about Betty Page and Alien Agenda. Like, final issues available to pre-order right now.
Yes, so the final issue is available to pre-order, issue number 5. That is the completion of the arc. So you don't want to miss out on seeing how everything ends, where Betty Page and her team are investigating to find the possible location of a stockpile of alien weaponry. So it's really fun adventure story. I love like Indiana Jones and the Goonies and the Mummy. So those kind of like style influences were definitely kind of in the comics. So go check it out. Make sure to pre-order it. And I think the next issue hits shelves next week, I believe.
Nice. Yeah, and I will remind people, like, yeah, you can pre-order it through PREVIEWSworld Pull Box. Definitely do that. Definitely let it be known to your local comic shop that you want to reserve your copy. And you can't make another announcement yet, can you, Nia?
No.
No, okay. So we'll be quiet about that. But Mia's doing good things, guys. That's all I'll say. One thing I want to point out this week before we close out is Metal Society. We featured the trailer on our show before in the past, and it just so happens that I did an interview with Guillermo Balbi, who's the artist behind Metal Society. And he's also on Swole Patrol.
Bull Patrol. I mean, he is like, whew.
Right, exactly. Balbi is actually the artist of Metal Society, which is out this week at your local comic shop. He's a Brazilian artist, and this is a title from Top Cow that is actually about MMA in the future, but particularly it's about robots versus humans. And it does a very unique spin in that the robots have resurrected humanity specifically to enslave them and make them do things like fight each other in the octagon. So very insidious.
Dog fights, but we're the dogs.
Exactly.
Horrible.
Exactly. It's from writer Zach Kaplan. And yeah, I do these interviews called Get Graphic every single week at this point that kind of just take you inside the artistic process. So if you're picking up the book this week, or if you're curious about the book and you didn't know what to think of it just yet, definitely check out our interview. It's on the front page of PREVIEWSworld right now under the news section. And actually, you know what? And I'm also going to, Mia, you got to shout out your comic. I'm going to shout out my comic real quick.
Yeah.
How about that? Gotta admit, when I saw the solicitation for Metal Society, I was like, damn it, this is just like Fight of the Century. It's not, but it is. I got a book coming out in a couple months, and it's going to be available in previews. It looks like August. And one of the things I wanted to point out is that this right here actually was a Neal Adams homage to Superman and Muhammad Ali. Like I told you guys, I was a fan of that book. We wanted to do like a soft tribute to Superman versus Muhammad Ali, and artist Julius Cabrera just knocked it out of the park. Like, just super detailed and just crazy, and it looks similar to the cover to Muhammad Ali versus Superman from DC Comics from the 70s. Outside of that, Free Comic Book Day, guys. It is this weekend. This is day 3 before Free Comic Book Day. It is this Saturday. And like I pointed out earlier, we pointed out in the poll, you can go see Doctor Strange and then get your free comics, or vice versa. But it's available to you. You can do it. It can happen. So definitely go to freecomicbookday.com and check out the Find a Shop section on freecomicbookday.com, because that'll give you a look at where you can go, what shops are participating. Pretty much all of them, I want to say at this point, but you never quite know. But it'll help you find the closest store near you that's doing Free Comic Book Day this year. And of course, go to freecomicbookday.com in general for event news, a list of titles that are available this year, and yeah, make sure you pay attention to the colors of the Free Comic Book Day logo at the top of your books, guys. Please don't give little Susie a copy of a mature title. I don't want you to do that. Because let me tell you, there's some manga this year, and not all manga are created equal. Okay, let's be very clear about that. So yeah, actually, here we go. Things to not give your children. Barbaric #1, very bloody. Nottingham, also very bloody and very dark. Bone Orchid, Mythos, and Tresse. If you're an adult, perfect. Pick it up. Get it for yourself. This is great. These are great comics. But for God's sakes, don't give it to the little ones. So there you go. Green, blue, red. Make sure you're paying attention to that. That's it for Previews World Weekly, guys. As usual, like, follow, subscribe. You can hang out with me over at Previews World. That's pretty much on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, if you're watching right now, also on Twitch. And if you want to hang out with Ashton, I was going to say with Free Comic Book Day, but the Duchess of Free Comic Book Day, Ashton, you can find her at Free Comic Book Day pretty much everywhere. They have a TikTok, and Mia shows up on that TikTok. I show up on that TikTok. Ashton shows up on that TikTok, and we just let you know what's coming out that week, show you some trailers, and also give you our picks that week. So definitely check that out. Mia, where can people find you?
So I am pretty much on all the social media as Anamia Official, except for Facebook. I'm Anamia Cosplay because I did that one first. But yeah, I'm on all those. I talk a lot on Twitter. I'm very chatty, so hit me up on there. And yeah, you can also find me at your local comic shop.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, keep an eye out for Betty Page, The Alien Agenda, and more comics coming from Anime in the near future. That's it for Previews World Weekly, guys. I am one of your hosts, by Brian, Troy Jeffrey Allen, and I'm joined by
Mia, Anamia.
And we will see you guys at the Spinner Rack. Catch you next week.
Don't forget that you can catch Previews World Weekly streaming live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific at Previews World on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.